Welcome to a new fragrance review. Today we're gonna try David Beckham Homme. So I found that little bottle that was like literally the cheapest bottle I ever bought. It was $3, and this was in Canadian, so it's about $2 if you're in the US for 75 milliliter, and wanted to give it a try. It didn't came in a box, but at that price point I don't really mind. And here's what it looks like. And I bought it in a retail store for its retail price, so it is the real one. It's not something fake that I got for the price of wonder, but it's the real deal. So let's try the smell. So on it says that it's parfum déodorant. So I don't know really what they mean with that. Parfum actually mean when someone say fragrance in the fragrance community in English, the word for that is parfum in French. So it will mean like a deodorant fragrance. I don't know if it's because the concentration is different or it's how they call it for the real one, or it's just because of the shape of the bottle. Don't have a clue. I only have experience with this one. I would assume that it's the same, but with just lower concentration. So even though it's not disclosed in the note breakdown, picking up some vetiver, picking up some cashmerean, and it's like Sichuan pepper. When you see that note in fragrance, it's actually cashmerean. Cashmere wood also is cashmerean. It's just at different point of when you're smelling it. Picking up a little bit of ginger and citruses, a little bit of rosemary. I'd say more a little bit of linalool, but it really occurs as rosemary. I think this fragrance is really nice for people that like to analyze fragrance and people that like to smell, like analyze the aroma chemical, or someone that makes their own fragrance to analyze it, because it's really easy to detect a lot of aroma chemical. Like the vetiver, it's not real vetiver. It's most likely vertofix or something like that. There's absolutely cashmere inside of it, linalool. Like I don't really smell it now as in the top note, but there's some galaxolide, which might be another thing than galaxolide, but it's a musk that is extremely cheap, so that's why it's most likely this one rather than something more expensive. You need to remember that it's $3. You cannot put anything expensive in that. It's really great to analyze all the different notes, and even though it's just aroma chemical and there's nothing natural in that, still think that it's well blended, it's nice, and it's really worth the money. So what I'm picking up on my skin, I'm having a lot of Sichuan pepper note, which is the cashmerean, a little bit of citrus and rosemary, which the citrus I think is really from maybe as an accord, but it's really the vetiver that create the citrus note. I'm picking up also a little bit of ginger and a little bit of rosemary, which is again linalool for me, that creates that note. In the base, the cashmerean turns from Sichuan pepper to cashmere wood, which is a bit softer. Then picking up a more of a citrus note, I'm picking up some rosemary again, and I'm picking up some leathery note, but it's really hard to know if it's leather or amber. It seems to be some aroma chemical that has facet of both, and they said that it's leather, but it's not enough like to describe it as leather, but there's that note in the heart. In the base, I'm picking up some cashmere wood and some musk, and that's about it. Projection is average, little bubble around me, and longevity also is average, 3 to 6 hour, which actually for the price of the fragrance, having a great blend and having average condition for the fragrance is pretty good. I would expect something worse than that with that price point. For the complete note breakdown, top notes are Sichuan pepper, ginger, and citruses. Heart notes are cashmere wood, leather, and rosemary. And the base notes are mahogany, musk, and patchouli. And where I would see this fragrance, I would say it's spicy and woody, though it's very fresh and clean. You could make it work as a business fragrance, but it shouldn't be your first choice. If you have nothing else, you could make it work, but it's far from being the greatest, but still would somehow fit in that scent profile. As a dating fragrance, I don't think it will be so good. You could make it work Cashmere is known to be great in that kind of fragrance. It's one of the main player of Sauvage, which is known to be a great dating fragrance. The other notes are not bad either. It's all good stuff in fragrance. I doubt you will have any great compliment wearing this fragrance, but no one will say that you smell bad. And if you could make it work again, I would suggest other stuff than that, but it would work. In the summer-winter spectrum, I don't think it will be good enough in winter. It won't cut through the cold. In summer, though, I think it will be really way better. I think the projection, even though it's average, it's not an average really in your face. It's an average a little bit slow. People will smell it at arm length, but they won't like smell it easily. So in summer, I think it will be good. Also, I don't think there's anything that is super like sweet and really too much for summer that will make it turn bad. So it will be good in summer, and I think that would be maybe one of the best places I would see it, maybe also as a gym scent. As an everyday scent, the only bad thing is that you need to spray it again in the middle of the day because it will only last half of the day, but the rest of the scent is really perfect for that. Super cheap. It's so cheap that you could literally buy one bottle for every place you need to go, one for your home, one for the car, one for the office, one for whatever other place you need to go, and have like 10 bottles that will in the end be cheaper than most bottles that you will buy. So it doesn't really matter that you need to reapply it because it's super cheap. Don't know if you'll be able to get it for like $3, but even if you find that bottle for $5, it's super cheap. And I would say for the smell, it is even like $10, $15, could worth it. At that price point, I would say that it starts to be in the range of what the kind of fragrance you would expect for those price, and it won't be such a good deal, but for $3 it's an amazing deal. And the type of fragrance is good for an everyday scent. Price is cheap, got everything except the longevity, but it's a small bottle that you can fit easily in your pocket or something. So it's just this if you wear a suit, just a bit too casual. But you could make it work easily as an everyday fragrance if you reapply it through the day. Personally, I was really surprised. It smells good. It's really interesting to analyze. It's a great fragrance. And don't forget it's $3, and it's not something that you should expect like to rivalize Tom Ford, Guerlain, Creed, and those brands. But for that price, it's amazing. It would be also a good fragrance for gym, as I said already. And if you want something nice and clean to wear in summer, I think who would really enjoy this fragrance is someone that want to have a bottle that they will bring with them, that they don't matter. You don't mind what will happen with it. You know, if you're gonna travel, you're doing some sport or something like that, or maybe in your gym bag that you don't know, maybe someone will break the lock and steal your stuff. Well, you won't be sad that you lose it. Also, if you like fragrance, like analyzing fragrance, all the science behind it, that could be a great fragrance to analyze. I really enjoyed it, and it's one of those that I really enjoyed to analyze, especially for that. I wouldn't say that it's really artistic, but it really is what a mass appealing fragrance is to a score, like the basic of what a mass appealing fragrance is, and I think it's really interesting. And that's about it. Hope you enjoyed the video. If it's the case, well, like and share. If you try this fragrance, tell me what you think about it. Also, if you're a fan of David Beckham or you tried other of these fragrances from that brand, tell me which one are great and which one are worth trying. So thanks for watching, and see you soon.